Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tip, and I say we go for a spin. Or a whirlwind, I should say, because that is what we're doing today, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to embark on what I believe to be the greatest and most iconic class quest in the history of World of Warcraft. Of course, I'm referring to the level 30 Whirlwind quest designed specifically for warriors, in which the result or the reward of the quest is a level 30 Whirlwind axe. Now, technically speaking, the axe isn't the actual reward, but the majority of people actually do select the axe over the other two weapons. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm heading over right now to my class trainer, and we're going to go ahead and pick up the quest and journey onwards, and hopefully, if we're lucky, get this thing in not too long of a time. So a quick note, if you are Alliance, the fastest way to get to Ratchet is actually through Duskwood, walking down through Stranglethorn Vale all the way until you hit Booty Bay. The boat and BB will take you to Ratchet, so it's actually a pretty quick journey. Just make sure you have the flight path to Duskwood because it'll get you there much, much faster. So I jumped off the boat as soon as I arrived in the Barrens, and I'm swimming over to Frey Island right now. This place brings back so many memories, guys. I've probably done this quest like 6 or 7 times. I've done it at least 3 or 4 times back in vanilla because I had so many warriors. But every time I come back here, it feels like it's the first time. So once you turn in the quest, you can pick up another one right away called the Affray. Now, the Affray is essentially a gauntlet-style quest that requires you to stand on this mini gladiator arena stage and fight different Affray challengers until you reach the final challenger called Big Will. Now, Big Will is actually pretty hard, guys, if you're attempting this at level 30. So a couple of tips. Number 1, bring a health potion with you. Buy one from the auction house. Maybe you have one off of a mob, but definitely bring it with you. And number 2, make sure you equip a two-handed weapon. Now, I make the mistake here and stick with my 2 one-handers, but in reality, Big Will is actually so powerful that unless you use retaliation with a two-handed weapon, or unless you get help from somebody else, you probably won't be able to kill him. And I found that out, unfortunately, the hard way. I actually died like 4 or 5 times while doing this quest, embarrassingly enough. And I've never had trouble before in the past because I've always used a two-hander. So again, just make sure you've got a two-hander equipped, make sure you have a health potion, and make sure you have retaliation up so you can defeat Big Will in a much simpler manner. But that was just the warm-up, fellas. Big Will is just part 1 of what is a long and epic quest line. And here I am turning it in right now to Clannic MacLeod, who will actually end up giving me the Windwatcher quest, which is far more important, as well as Berserker Stance and the Intercept ability, which is kind of like Charge if you haven't played vanilla. But let's talk about the Windwatcher quest because that's the fun part. The Windwatcher quest, which is actually the start of the Whirlwind Weapon quest, requires you to go to Southshore and speak with a troll named Bthra. I think that's how you pronounce it. So I highly recommend, especially if you're Alliance, to set your Hearthstone to the Wetlands, and if you're Horde, to set your Hearthstone probably to Undercity, so you don't have to walk all the way or fly all the way to Southshore to find this guy. So we're coming up on Chillwind Point, which is where Bthra actually hangs out, and we're going to talk to him and pick up the next and most difficult part of this quest in order to get that sweet, sweet Whirlwind weapon. I love how it's snowing here. This just looks so freaking cool. I had to use this shot in my intro, which I'm working on right now. I may not have it up for this video, but I'll have it up for the next video. But I just absolutely love the ambience of this place. And so does Bthra, because apparently he likes to chill out here. No pun intended, right? So the next quest, Cyclonian. Now this is a very interesting quest that's actually very, very difficult, especially if you're planning on attempting it at level 30, which is the minimum level required. Basically, this quest requires you to get 30 Bloodscalp Tusks, which are available in Stranglethorn Vale, and drop off of mobs that are between level 33 and 34. So not that easy in vanilla, unfortunately. And it also requires you to pick up these charms, Cresting Charm, Thundering Charm, and I believe Burning Charm, off of different elementals in Arathi Highlands. Now, these elementals are actually pretty high level, I think between level 35 and 37. So if you're level 30, it's pretty much impossible to get these charms. You're just not high enough level to do the quest. But luckily, the items that drop off of these elementals are actually BOE, and you can buy them off of the auction house, which is what I did in this case. Now, if you're playing on a new server, or if you're playing right when Classic WoW launches, then you probably won't be able to buy these off of the auction house. And unfortunately, you probably won't be able to do this quest until at least level 33 or level 4 at the minimum. But with that said, I am fortunate. In this case, I have bought the charms, and I'm going to pick up the last 30 Blood Scalp tusks from these mobs in STV, which is where I'm going right now. So again, as I said before, these guys are actually level 33 to 34, which is not that easy to solo for a warrior in vanilla. You can technically solo them at level 30, but it's going to take you a long time to do. So I highly recommend you bring somebody to help you out, which is what I did in this case. And this person, this level 60, shout out to him, by the way, helped me get around 18 of the tusks, and I finished off the rest entirely on my own, except for the last couple where I did get help from a level 39. With the charms ready, the tusks done, and the life root also purchased from the auction house, we're ready to turn this quest back into Bethra and summon Cyclonian himself, the level 40 elite wind elemental, in order to claim that sweet, sweet whirlwind axe. So here we are back at Bethra, and we're about to summon Cyclonian with this next quest, which has a little bit of RP to it, but it's a very, very difficult quest. Remember, guys, Cyclonian is a level 40 elite, which is really high, especially in vanilla. And he does have a couple of pretty hard-hitting abilities. So unless you have a group of 5 level 35, 36s at least, you probably won't be able to do this quest. In this case, I got a friend named Lazy Jack to help me out, and he was able to make quick work of Cyclonian. He's level 50. But again, this is a really, really challenging level 40 elite. And again, this is a quest you pick up at level 30. So it just puts into perspective, I think, the design philosophy that was in the game back in vanilla. These challenging quests, these quests that may not necessarily be beatable at the required level, but they're in there to give you this sense of mystery, this sense of, oh my God, I want to reach this level in order to beat this quest. It's something you don't really see in the game anymore today, unfortunately. All of the quests you pick up today are very beatable, and they don't require grouping up like this does. So here Cyclonian has been summoned, and as fate would have it, we actually had another 30 warrior come by and help us out and take Cyclonian down. As you can see, Lazy Jack is level 50, and he almost died there. But for the most part, he was able to make quick work of Cyclonian. I picked up the Whirlwind Heart, and I am now going to be able to turn it in to pick up that sweet Whirlwind weapon. And here we go, guys, the moment of truth. A level 35 blue item level weapon picked up at level 30. Pretty sick, if you ask me. Now, it's important to note, technically, the Whirlwind Axe, as I said before, isn't the only reward from this quest. You can actually go with the sword or the mace as well. Now, for warriors, you typically want slower attack speed, so you do want to pick up the axe because you have instant cast abilities like Mortal Strike and Bloodthirst, etc. Those are better with a slower weapon, but I have seen people pick up the sword, and very rarely have I seen people pick up the mace. But honestly, guys, just look at this thing. Can you really pick anything else? One of the coolest models in the game at this stage, at level 30. It's very rare to find a model as unique and as sleek at level 30 in vanilla. The majority of the models look like, as you can see, my character, pretty sloppy. But this one, the Whirlwind Axe, sleek, metallic, and absolutely vicious. A level 35 blue at level 30. What more can I say, fellas? So I'm going to go level up my weapon skill, guys. I haven't used a two-handed axe yet, so I've got to level it from level 1. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this look at this really cool, iconic quest that was only available up to Wrath of the Lich King. It's no longer available in the game, unfortunately, and it does make me sad that Blizzard removed these class quests from the game because they add so much flavor and identity to your class. But at the end of the day, I'm just so happy we're going to be able to see these types of quests again in Classic WoW. And for those of you that never tried them, let me tell you, they are very, very rewarding, both with actual items as well as just personal reward and achievement. Getting this axe is not easy, guys. I got lucky because a couple of people helped me out, but if you're trying this on your own, you are really going to struggle. And I think that's what makes it so special and ultimately part of what made this quest so iconic. But if you like this video, let me know. I know all of my guides have been dungeon guides so far, but I really like the idea of highlighting certain quests that were very prominent or iconic back in vanilla and walking you guys through them. So if you like them, just let me know in the comments below. I'll do more of these as we go along. And I do have a lot of videos coming up, guys. I spent the last couple of days basically just capturing footage. And we've got Blackfathom Deeps obviously coming up. We've got Gnomeregan, RFK, and we're going to be walking through the game together, hopefully, until I hit max level and beyond. But with that said, thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, sub it up and stick around because we got more coming. And as always, tips out, baby.